Alright, so I'm gonna try something a little different and compare two different versions of a game. Rainbow Six Lockdown. The GameCube version, because I picked that up and was enjoying it, and then I found a really cheap copy of the PC version. Anyway, I have no idea what this video is gonna look like. I'm literally gonna have parts of it finished editing before I even record other parts. So, you know, the usual organized workflow. Anyway, on to the next bit.
Game discs.
Alright, so first off, let's look at the discs themselves. There's the GameCube disc, it's your standard small DVD, and there's one of it. On the other hand, let's look at the PC version, where there are 5 discs. Now, if we do some basic math, a Google search or two, the GameCube disc has a 1.46 gigabyte capacity, and the CD-ROM's somewhere between 640 to 700 megabytes, and there's 5 discs. So, yeah, there's probably a bit more on the PC, which, I mean, might make sense. There are probably going to be some higher definition textures in that.
Install and setup.
Initial install and setup. Okay, GameCube, fairly straightforward. It's a console game, just plop the disc in, make sure you've got a memory card for some save files, and yeah, I don't know if this is just my controller or the GameCube version in general, but I had to turn the look sensitivity down to the minimum because, yikes. But overall, fairly straightforward setup, no big issues. I really fucking wish I could say the same about setting it up on the PC. So, right out of the box there was an issue with installing it. Disk number 2 had a scratch on it, which for some reason was preventing the data from being read. This was an interesting fix, involving toothpaste and questionable decisions. Anyway, I eventually got it to read, got the full install going, and here's where things get a little more interesting. Added system restore Windows twice. Due to the copy protection system. Yeah, for some reason, the copy protection system it could just be whatever I did to fix this 2 caused a glitch. But yeah, the copy protect system just kind of likes nuking Windows. So I even tried this in a virtual machine, couldn't get it working, eventually just found a no CD modded executable to use to boot the game so I could, you know, still have Windows 10 running next time I restart my computer. Somewhat of an important thing. Also, side note, if you can create a recovery disk, I would recommend doing some. You'll probably never have to use it, but it's very useful when you do. Just trust me on that note.
Gameplay.
Alright, not sure exactly how this section's gonna go. Basically, I played through the first 2 missions on both versions of the game, as well as there's gonna be some footage from later on in the PC version of the game. Special reason for that. But yeah, I've played through later in both games, I just only have footage mainly of the first 2 missions. So let's get into that. No clue if I'm just gonna use live commentary or actually record some more narration for it. Guide. Well, play manual, since I'm probably gonna need this. Like the soundtrack. Alright, leaving that bit in might have seemed a bit like lazy editing, but there's a point, and it actually leads to 2 things I want to talk about. The first is the soundtrack. I've only noticed it on the GameCube. I think that it's not present on the PC. If it is, it's very hidden, let's just say. Really like the soundtrack on the GameCube version, and the second is the cutscenes, and more specifically just like the cinematic feel overall. The GameCube version builds up the atmosphere a lot more. I've noticed that just is wholly lacking in the PC version. But again, my copy of the PC version hasn't exactly proved the most reliable, so this could be something broke, it didn't work properly. Could just be the controller, but the C-stick does not seem sensitive. Alright, let's take this opportunity to talk about aim, and not just why I suck so bad at it. Not just the controller. Anyway, it is relatively hard to aim in the GameCube version of the game, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And I believe I wanted to leave a clip in, so let's stop now and pick up afterwards. Screw it. That's probably just the best strategy for getting rid of people in Windows. Alright, now that the bad joke's done, let's continue. The aiming's difficult, but I feel like it adds a more tactical feel to it, and that you have to be tactical or else you die. Side note, since I don't know where else to mention this, I save this game like every 5 minutes and I'm frequently reloading that.
Operation Backslash, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, May 12th, 11:10 a.m.
Wait. Are those protesters?
I thought this area was off limits.
Sir, we've got a bus on the ground. Do what? Go! There's weapons, boy! Get us down there! You got it, hombre!
Tango's on the ground.
Ground team, move! Boy, land this chopper now!
So in the 8 or 9 missions I've played so far on the PC version, there's none of these sniper sections, which, I mean, makes sense. It's a lot easier with the mouse, but still, they're really fun on the GameCube. I don't have anything else to add. Lied about that one. Forgot to add something. Yeah, there's a later sniping section that has a neat mechanic where you have to move around within a tower to get different vantage points, while also being extremely infuriating, because there's always an enemy you can't see that ruins the mission.
Alpha 2, this is Rainbow 5. Secure the police station.
Final 2 notes on the GameCube version. The environments, they're smaller than the PC version, probably due to the limitation of the GameCube, but I don't think that's a bad thing. They work well, decidedly less polygons, but I like them that way. And the other thing is, the controls are really easy to use if you exclude aiming from that, but especially bar commands are so much nicer to use in this version, in my opinion. Yeah, let's move on to the PC.
Alpha 2, this is Rainbow 6. President Mbelu doesn't have much time. Get to the exit on the first floor.
Okay, people. Let's get the job done.
Alright, so first thing you're gonna notice, the scenery is a lot more complex and there's more of it in the larger map. It's a PC version. They could generally rely on, I guess, more powerful hardware. Another thing, the UI looks kinda small, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly sure this is due to the UI not actually scaling. Like, it has the same pixel measurements despite what resolution you're running it in, which is like in part why I think this game looks better at a lower resolution on the PC, but more on that later. Recon.
Going silent.
Yeah. Looks a lot better when I actually know the commands. Now hold up, I should probably explain this. The PC version has something kinda neat in it. You can command the bots by voice. It doesn't work that well all the time, but when it does, it's actually really, I'm not gonna say intuitive since you have to use some very specific commands, but it's fun to use, and I had like 50 to 75% accuracy when it was working. Yeah, don't try to use door orders with it. It will not work. Open and clear.
Not possible.
Open door.
Not possible.
Open door.
Negative, sir.
Seems like there's some issues with that.
Hey, Tango spotted. Tango eliminated.
Hello there, friend.
I'm pinned down!
Oh fuck. Now might be a good time to discuss the grenade system. You get less in the PC version, and I can't aim at the grenades reliably in either version.
Mission.
Watch it!
Okay, I just want to quickly discuss the one thing I really don't like with the PC version. Where the hell it chooses to spawn enemies in some of the levels. Because, like, here I got shot from the roof, but the thing is, previously in the mission, I've already cleared people from that roof, because there's a guy with an RPG, and then, like, the cutscene shows everyone going in from the street, so you're like, yeah, I'll watch the street level, that's where people are gonna be. And I realized that, like, they had the motion sensor vision so you could kind of see enemies like this, but the range is not far enough for half of the enemies that they just put in weird locations. Yeah, that's my main complaint. with the PC version, and it's just really frustrating. In fact, I think that's why I quit recording the second level. Yeah, so I was planning to show some recording of the second mission, but I kind of got through all the PC stuff I wanted to in the first mission, so let's move on to my favorite part of the PC version, customizable loadouts.
It's time for the spray and pray.
It's inside the nearby building. Your objective is to search for and eliminate the hidden base.
Grenades, get down!
The Game Crasher. Not a bad idea.
Inside the nearby building. Your objective is to search for and eliminate the hidden base.
Hostile ahead!
Watch the friendly fire.
Here we go! Fire in the hole! Contact! Tango neutralized. Enemy sighted. Hostile Tango eliminated. Alright, friendly fire!
What was that? That special forces team? I don't know what they're called.
This whole thing is...
Silence, infidel.
Clear the place out. No evidence.
Kill them!
Why? Just why?
They're over here!
Hostile spotted!
Returning to being serious again, kind of. Yeah, I recorded some later missions at a lower resolution just to show what it looks like. This is, I believe, the minimum resolution, which is like around 480p. And I think it looks a lot better. The HUD elements fit better, and in addition to this supposed to be just like a normal recording showing what the lower resolution looks like on later missions, I ran into an issue with ladders, so
Looks clear.
I'll discuss that afterwards. Oh no. Oh god, no. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so there's the elevator. I climbed up there to there. And it looks like there's something going. What the hell? Alright, so I just somehow walked through an invisible door. What the fuck is going on? Can I get back? You are not gonna believe what just happened. God damn it. Yeah, so eventually I just replayed the whole mission and got through it. so not sure what caused that glitch, but it was something. Anyway, I should probably get to like the conclusion of all this, which is if I want to just goof around, not take it seriously, maybe run into something that defies the laws of physics, I'll play the PC version. It's really fun, but it's also really frustrating if you're trying to take it seriously just because there's a few wonky things going on. No clue if this was standard to the PC version or just like I said, I somehow messed it up, which is very possible. The GameCube version is fun if you just want to spend like an hour or two playing the game somewhat seriously. It does have the cheats, which I did try a bit. There's some that break it, and I wouldn't recommend like any of the God mode or invisibility stuff, but there's other ones that are just fun to like turn on if you want to lighten it up a bit. Like I'm fairly sure there's one that will just send ragdolls flying, which I want to unlock. Yeah, I'm not sure how this whole video turned out. I've been editing it in my free time over the course of like a month and a half and getting footage whenever I've realized I've messed up old footage or need new footage. Aside from that, yeah, I've got another one of these planned, which involves comparing a Sega Genesis game to an SNES game, and I also dress up in a lab coat and a dinosaur head. So that's going to be on its way. Learned a few things from this, like, hey, if you're recording footage where you want to sound awake and energetic, don't do it at midnight. Yeah, so, I probably did an outro catchphrase or something. I don't know. Interactions exist.